little visual on the rain we had last night. Our rain gauge says 5 inches, and that is what's in there as well. 5 inches of rain. What I need to do is empty the back of the gator out. A lot of that's junk that I got to drive over to my truck, which is basically our garbage truck. So I got to empty the gator out, run down to the north dry lot, to the old shit pile, and load the gator up with horse poop for the garden and see if it's dry enough to mix that stuff in. Hopefully it is, because I don't want to let these sit too long. They've only been sitting a day, and they look great, but I want to get this over with. Get them out of here so I can clean up in here. So that's the plan. Go get some shit. Here is our rain gauge with our 5 inches of water from last night. This has got to come out. Okay, here are some chemicals that I'm going to add to the soil out there. I'm going to add a bit of potassium sulfate. The potassium will help the plants overall, and the sulfate part, we have very alkaline soil here, so any sulfur, I don't have any straight sulfur, so I ran out last year. So I'm going to add a touch of zinc, a touch of iron sulfate, and some couple pounds maybe of potassium sulfate. The manure is very high in phosphorus, and nitrogen, so I won't be adding any of that. And I'm not sure on the potassium sulfate. I might go with just a pound or two should do it. Don't need to add a whole lot, especially with these iron sulfate and zinc. Well, zinc with sulfur, it's not zinc sulfate, I don't believe. So, that's the plan. I'm gonna mix this stuff up. Put on some gloves. These are extra large, but they're made in China, and extra, extra large people in China are extra, extra small. I don't have my scoop for this. Disappeared. That should be plenty. Some zinc. Zinc looks just like urea. So if there was a bucket laying there that wasn't labeled, I would think this is urea. That should be good. And iron sulfate. Alright, that should do it with that. Iron sulfate is black. And when you measure this stuff out, the taste in your mouth is like you have a bloody nose. The potassium sulfate tends to chunk up. And I don't really want a giant chunk of it. Like that. Right on a root somewhere. Okay, there's my mixture. Potassium sulfate, iron sulfate, and zinc sulfate. Just a little bit of the last two.